In this episode of our Friday Favorites, we're talking about our EEZTire pressure monitoring system. We got this guy several months ago. We only got like 4 sensors for it, just for the trailer. We have 2 tires on each side. The deal is, these are the little wireless sensors, and these guys, you just screw these directly onto each tire's valve stem, and then this will transmit the PSI, so the tire pressure, as well as the temperature in Fahrenheit or Celsius, to this little monitor here, and this of course is what you keep in the cab. And this will cycle through the tires as you're driving, or even when you're not. It's just battery powered, and it'll show you the pressure and the temperature with every tire that these things are attached to. Really cool, really convenient as well. I see a lot of people using these. You could also set high and low thresholds. So if the PSI for any particular tire gets too high or too low, or temperature gets too high or too low, this will alert you, and that's where this really comes in handy. When you're driving down the road with a trailer behind you, and God forbid you have a blowout in one of your tires, it's not uncommon for that to happen. And if you don't have a tire pressure monitoring system, you have no idea, because you have 6, 8, 12 more tires that are propelling you down the road, and you just might not notice. So this guy will hopefully let you know that you have a serious problem quickly, and you can pull over to the side of the road before more damage actually happens. So in this video, I'm also going to install these other 2 sensors that we got today. Actually, we got 4 today on the truck itself, because that was previously not connected to this. Let me show you how that works. It's really easy. So to make one of these wireless sensors work with the monitor, it's called pairing. What you do, I hope you could see the monitor okay, you hold down the code button here on the lower right for about 3 seconds, and that'll bring up all of our sensors. As you can see, it defaults to the truck's curbside front tire, so passenger side front tire effectively, and you use your plus and minus buttons to cycle through them. So if it displays all these weird looking numbers, that means that that's already paired. These numbers are like a serial number or a model number for an individual wireless sensor. So that one happens to be for our driver's side front tire. So what I want to do is and FFF means that sensor is not paired yet, so it doesn't know what to do with that spot. What I want to do is I want to pair the back right sensor, which this one will become. So I have the blinking Fs. You hold this close to the sensor and you press the code button once. There we go. This sensor is now paired to this position on this monitor. So as soon as I install this on the truck, it's going to start transmitting to this device, and if this gets low, it's going to tell me the exact tire that it's low on, so I know where to go. Although if I have a blowout, that should probably be pretty apparent. So follow me around here. So it's as simple as taking off the valve stem cap, and I'm saving these, but if you're always going to use these, I don't know if that's really necessary. And you screw these on. This does come with a little tool that will help you screw on. It like fits around each one of these, and you can turn it. I don't find that you necessarily need that, but you kind of have to get behind it a little bit, and you can hear the air dropping out just a little bit, but then it stops because it's screwed on. Okay, there we go. It usually takes a few seconds, sometimes a few minutes, especially for a new sensor to start transmitting wirelessly to our monitoring device. But once it does, you should be good to go. You only set it up once, and you don't have to worry about it thereafter. Okay, so it took a minute, but as you can see, this one is blinking and it's reading 74. This might not actually be the real temperature. It's still doing its initialization, but you can see that it's blinking through all the other tires, so that one is actually on the trailer right now. It's all just feeding into this one device, and it'll continue cycling through. So one thing you might be curious about is the security of these guys. If you twist this, it doesn't come off. This is independent from the piece that actually screws onto the valve stem itself, and that's behind it. So with that tool, it helps to prevent these things from being stolen. Nothing is really foolproof necessarily, but it makes it a lot harder if you don't have that tool. So what I'll do is I'll take that tool later on, and I'll go around on all 4 tires and tighten them up nice and tight, so you can't get these things off without a tool like that. The alarm's going off. That's because I just paired this wireless device with the alarm. So since this is not yet screwed onto the tire, it's reading a 0 PSI, which of course would be cause for alarm. So if you're just setting this up, don't be alarmed if you do get an alarm on the sensor that you're just installing. And if you could hear this beep, this is exactly what it'll sound like when you're on the road and you do have a tire blowout. It's going to alert you just like this, and you can see the tire pressure decrease on your monitor here. Go. Perfect. So this is reading 76. These tires are in the sun, so that doesn't really surprise me that these are a little bit more inflated. The rear tires should be a little bit more inflated on trucks anyway. So 74 and 76 on the back, compared to, I think it was 62 and 64 on the front. So those PSIs look pretty normal to me, so I'm not concerned about that. The ones in the sun will of course be a little bit different than the ones in the shade. But yeah, that's it. That is our easy tire monitoring system. Very easy to pair, very easy to set up. I think this thing supports like 22 different sensors. If you have a trailer with 8 wheels, or you're pulling a couple different trailers, this thing is pretty extensible. It does have a repeater, a wireless repeater available. It doesn't come with it, but you could buy that separately if you're towing 2 trailers, for example, and the wheels on the back trailer, it's so far back that it can't reach this device and it won't be able to transmit. There is a repeater that you can install. For us, it's just the truck and the trailer. Certainly don't need that at all. I've never had a problem anywhere with this guy reading all of these sensors. And one last thing, this thing is really flexible and nice to have, but it's also not cheap. We'll link to it in the description below. Honestly, I don't remember exactly what we paid for this initially. It was several hundred though, and just the wireless sensors that we bought last week to install on the truck, those I believe were a couple hundred as well. So it's not cheap, but you definitely do get what you pay for. And like I said before, I know a lot of people that have this exact TPMS and love it a lot, and so far we are too. So that is our Friday favorites for this week. If you like what we're talking about, give us a thumbs up, like, and subscribe, and comment below if you use this, or if you use a different one. We're always open to seeing what other people use and enjoy. So that's it for this week, and I hope you enjoyed the video, and we will see you later from a hopefully cooler environment wherever we happen to be. Bye.